Thank you, Howard. As he said, let's get on with the demo. We're going to do something a little different than we've usually done. Instead of showing you a videotape, which we'll do later on, we would like to give you a feeling of what it's like when people are actually playing. So we're going to do a live demo. And for this demo, I'd like to invite up Henry Sturgey and Isaac Marshall. They're also from the Treehouse. I'm going to have them actually sit up on the edge of the stage here, and they'll be playing from this monitor over here. It's a little easier than twisting their necks to see what's going on over there. I think the obvious choice is to start out with a demo of Super Mario 64. You may notice these cartridges are a little large. These are actually, of course, prototype cartridges. The final cartridge is approximately just under half the size of this. It's actually significantly smaller than the Super NES cartridge. And without further ado, video.
It's me, Mario!
Unlike traditional Mario games where you had a kind of a linear A to Z type of game where you can play a level, beat a boss, play a level, beat a boss, this game is much more wide open. You have full freedom to move around in a very large 3D environment. The way the game is structured, it's actually all focused around this castle. You'll be doing levels that are hidden within the castle, underneath the castle, up in the castle, up in the sky, etc., etc. The way you move from level to level actually is by gathering stars. You'll notice on the top right of the screen you see a stars and 9. That means we've already located 9 of the 100 stars in this level. One of the coolest things about the N64 though is actually the controller.
By slightly pressing up on the control stick, Mario will begin to tiptoe. By pressing up further, he'll begin to creep. Still further, he'll walk, then jog, then sprint. This will also give you 60-degree control, which you can see is quite fun.
While you're watching these demos, I'd like you to notice how incredibly crisp and clean the graphics are. I'm sure for years you've been hearing things like tri-linear bitmap interpolation and perspective correct textures and real-time anti-aliasing. But the bottom line is, the image is crisp, super clean. On his head. As you notice, Mario did a kind of a cool move there. I'd like to go into some of the moves now. Being a Mario game, Mario has a lot of moves. Let's see what Mario can do. Mario has a combo. Mario has a jump kick. Sweep kick. Lay out, double backflip. You can also do the ever popular busted off. One cool thing Mario can do is you can climb a tree and get him actually do a handstand. We're going to flip the choice for 2 points down the chimney. Now in this particular level, we've already gathered the first 2 stars. The first star you actually get by saving this mommy penguin's baby. You then get the second or third star by coming into this chimney, and the mommy will be happy to take you on in a race down the bobsled. And being another traditional thing in Mario games, you have a nice shortcut to take here. And unlike the real world where cheaters never prosper, in a video game, cheating is perfectly okay. So we'll cheat the shortcut, we'll watch mommy come racing down the slide. She's kind of ticked off that Mario cheated, but that's okay. You talk to her, she'll give you a star anyway. And we'd like to jump ahead in the game a little bit now. So now we'll just imagine that Henry has gathered 8 stars. Once you've gathered 8 stars, you can go into certain situations. What's also cool about that, though, is the camera always seems to be in a... Missed it by that much. Anyway, now what would have happened if you made it through that level, which is pretty tricky, so don't feel sad for poor Henry, is that you fight Bowser, which you'll see on the tape, and when you beat Bowser, you get a key. Now, you've probably investigated your way through this level several times. Before you've gotten to this point, you realize there's a basement. Down in the basement, there's a locked door. Well, you get the key from beating Bowser, which we, of course, have already done.
What do you think he keeps though?
I think he's got some pretty big overalls. Anyway, this is another good example of how you might find another level. Down here in the basement, there's a few stages. You'll see a flame level as he's cruising around. Right at the end of the hall there, then if you jump into that picture, you go to the fire level. There's a star door on the left. But we'll let Henry go this way. You go into a room with a small pool, jump into the water, swim in this like underwater shortcut, and you'll come out into a room where there's a pool and a couple plungers. This is kind of a puzzle element. Now you get in here and you're like, well, what am I supposed to do? If you're an average player, you're probably wandering around and you'll notice that there's a door under the water. Now, the ever hit butt stomp to get rid of those and those. You're in the moat, and now the moat is drained. Again, an average player probably would have gone to swim in the moat when they first started playing. That's kind of cool. They would have seen the door, and they would have seen this hole. They wouldn't be able to open the door because they're underwater. They wouldn't have been able to go down the hole because there's a water current.
Now I have to see this. This is really cool.
This is a very strong example of how we can like look into the distance. You may have also noticed while Mario popped into this level that he looks like a bunch of pixels. This is what we like to call the pixelated Mario power-up. Mario has 3 other abilities that he can gain during the game by finding these big P bricks. Any of you that have played previous Mario games, especially Mario World, are familiar with the idea of a P brick plunger. Again, you'll find these big, gigantic, transparent blocks with an exclamation point, and you got to find this plunger in order to get them all solid. And they give you a couple different abilities. Mario gets this hat where he can just fly freely. He also ends up with this hat, which he'll gain as soon as he goes over and hits the now solid blue brick, which turns him into pixelated Mario, so he can walk through chain link fences and like this one right here. So we'll have Henry grab the hat. Now you'll notice he's like pixelated Mario. Let's go back out there and zoom up on pixelated Mario. It's kind of cool. It's like he's made up of a bunch of little balls. See the camera? Yeah. See? That's what allows Mario to walk through walls and stuff. Well, we've only shown you a very tiny portion of this game. We actually have people in the office who play this game over 50 hours and they're still not finished. And these are some of the best players in Nintendo America. We feel for an average to above average player, this game has something in the 60 to 80 hours of gameplay, and we don't think it'll be rare to have players take 100 hours before they finish the game completely. Anyway, I think we'd love to play Mario for the rest of the day, but we all have to move on, so we'll show you a couple other games.
Cool.
Okay, the next game we'll show you doesn't need a whole lot of introduction. And in fact, you may have noticed during Mario, the music in the system is pretty incredible.